Welcome back to the Butterfly Effect, an ABC 57 half-hour special on the 50-year long and winding road building US 31 between South Bend and Benton Harbor. A rare, endangered butterfly put construction on hold for nearly 20 years. But engineers at the Michigan Department of Transportation worked with environmentalists to actually reroute the final segment of the highway and save a key Mitchell's satyr habitat.
Once the tiny butterfly with brown spotted wings was listed as an endangered species in 1991, the long-planned US 31 I-94 connector project suddenly came to a halt.
Wait a minute, there's some kind of creature, some kind of insect that stopped this whole big project that I thought was going to happen. I just didn't understand it.
It just seemed odd that something, that big could stop a project this huge, right?
It did.
Pete Pfeiffer is the business manager at the MDOT Coloma office and has been overseeing the construction for years.
A lot of people called it the highway to nowhere,
Yeah.
right? It just ended.
It was very strange.
Most of America's interconnecting freeway system was started in the 1950s under President Eisenhower, and brand new sections of highway like this one are almost never built from scratch anymore.
This is not something that happens every day, week, month, year, decade, right?
No, I have never worked on a brand new freeway in my 33-year career, never. And I've been working here in Southwest Michigan my whole career. We only repair the existing roads we have. Sometimes we totally reconstruct them, but we're putting those roads right back in the same place. We just don't build new roads down here. It just doesn't happen.
But this long-delayed project is now changing that. Many stretches of the existing US 31 were built perfectly straight, and highway engineers have sometimes been accused of having straight-line fever, trying to go the shortest distance as straight as possible from one spot to the other. But after more than 30 years of stop-and-start progress, those spotted butterflies threw MDOT a curveball in 2004. They actually had to redesign the final 3 miles of blacktop, making a left turn to avoid the Blue Creek Fen, a spring-fed marsh just off 31 where the endangered Mitchell's satyr lives and breeds.
The original US 31 freeway was going to be right in line with I-196. So it was a straight shot right into I-196. So what we in essence had to do when the butterfly situation halted construction plans is turn US 31 to the west and kind of connect in very close to where Main Street connected into I-94, travel a short distance on 94 to get onto 196. Although it's not as direct, it's still pretty darn direct. They just have a little bit to finish up right here.
ABC 57 News got an exclusive tour of the new lanes of US 31 in Benton Township this fall, just before they opened to traffic in early November.
For more than 20 years, this highway to nowhere ended right here. US 31 North ended here, and the new highway starts here. And it will eventually connect directly to I-94 and I-196 just north of here.
So if you haven't been on the new freeway yourself just yet, we decided to take you along for a ride.
Here in Berrien County, drivers on US 31 have had to exit the large black and yellow arrows funneling all traffic off here at Napier Avenue. You have to turn left on Napier at the end of the entrance ramp to get over to I-94. It takes about 3 minutes to get off US 31 and go east on Napier to get back to I-94, and that's been the problem for decades. Drivers, including semis, have to get off US 31, get onto Napier Avenue before you can turn and go east toward Detroit here on I-94.
A person in a vehicle or a truck can get on 31 north, connect into I-94, stay in their own lane on I-94 between US 31 and 196. Never have to intermingle with the I-94 eastbound traffic, get on 196 and continue north. It's a really nice feature to this project.
The complex 3-year construction included building multiple new bridges with new signage, clearly directing traffic on how to make those new connections, and rebuilding and repaving more than 3 miles of I-94 itself.
Eastbound is so smooth, and I think people forget how rough that pavement was before that project started on I-94. It was rough, bumpy, real bumpy. You had a big truck or your hefty trailer on the back, you're bouncing around, and now it's so smooth.
There's also a brand new exit onto eastbound Main Street with a direct link to the heart of downtown Benton Harbor and St. Joe, just after the new roundabout put in at Crystal Avenue on Benton Harbor's east side.
And this is the beautiful, smooth new blacktop in the southbound lanes of US 31, taking us from the I-94 I-196 intersection back south toward Napier Avenue.
So now, after 3 years of traffic and construction, all drivers will have a much easier time connecting to their final destination.
Everybody gets frustrated with all the construction cones, the delays, the closures, the lane restrictions. But in the end, this is all worth it, isn't it?
I think so. I think people are going to be really happy once they drive this and say, oh, I didn't know this project had this feature or that feature. And it kind of makes sense. Like, yeah, that's a final piece of the puzzle that we've all been waiting for to finish the whole thing.
So while construction may finally be complete after 5 decades, there are other concerns. And that's where the story of the endangered butterfly takes another turn, into the safety and scarcity of the local water supply.